Come on, man. Now I sound like Joe Biden.
That club will get to you.
Love is love, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then the progressive people are like, I don't know how to feel. It's a black baby.
It's okay. It's black.
It was like,
How was your show?
It was okay. I had a heckler, and I couldn't shut her down, but she was very sweet. She was a sweet heckler. She was one of those ladies who's like, I'm helping. And he was like, no, bitch, like, you're not. You're ruining this for everyone.
How did she heckle you? What did she say?
Well, even if it's saying nice things, it's still a heckle regardless.
Yeah, it throws off your flow.
Yeah, so she was like, oh, yeah, over like punchlines. Oh, I see where you're going with this. I'm like, I haven't finished what I was saying. I don't even think you're listening. I think you're just some dumb, drunk bitch in the crowd. I
had a friend that I worked with that when we would listen to stand-up comedy, he would, like, someone would say a joke, and he would be like, oh, that's bad. Oh, that was a good one.
Oh, man.
Ooh. You hear what he said? And you're like, after like every like joke, and you're like,
oh,
yeah, no, I heard it.
Yeah, he probably planned on saying it too. That's the craziest part.
Yeah, it's like, I think, you know what? This wasn't made up. He planned this. He goes,
yeah.
That was a bad one.
I've been trying to do this bit about how Batman's just a rich guy in blackface, and I cannot get people on board. So, I'm convinced this joke will work. I just need to find it. It's a funny concept. I just need to find the guy.
He definitely wears eye makeup.
Yeah, and the mask itself is black.
Yeah.
And the lip area, white, like those black exploitation films. So I know I'm not wrong, but I haven't found the punchline.
He's just a billionaire that has too much money, and he wants to, he's like, you can do anything you want. Like, that's
been my through line lately. Is like, it's crazy that he's the richest guy in his neighborhood, and yet he's going around beating up on poor people. Like, maybe if you invested a little bit more in your community, a little less on the Batmobile, you might actually live in a nice town, Batman. Like, invest in your community.
There's parts of the community that don't have crime. You don't have to live in the inner city.
Yeah, move out to the suburbs like every other asshole.
Yeah, exactly.
That's good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I think we found it. I think that's great.
Good.
That lady was rough, and I kept trying to like nicely and very politely tell her, like, I am okay with this banter. I'm having fun with it, but I am not every other comic that's coming up tonight.
You just gotta say something like, "Oh, okay. How big are your boobs?"
Yeah.
Oh, wait. You don't like when people ask, weird things
funny.
to her while you're talking? Oh, yeah. Crazy. Oh, now your train of thought's thrown off.
I've tried that before, but then I end up just looking like an asshole because my sarcastic tone, and my regular tone all sound like I have zero differentiate of tones. Like, I can't modulate a tone to make it sound like I want it to come across ever. So I just sound like an asshole.
Do a
all
happy
the time.
tone.
Like, what do you mean?
Exactly. What do you mean?
What do you mean? Like you mean like that fleeting feeling you get that like only is one brief moment in time where you feel some sort of sense of glee and then it's just gone.
Exactly. It's like when you had to pee for the last like 4 hours and you finally get to go and you're just like,
why are you waiting 4 hours to pee?
But dude, I don't know. The Uber was weird.
The Uber was weird. Just kept circling that block for 3.5 hours.
He said he can't go off the app.
It's like an Uber in New York. Like why did I say New York so weird? New York. They like take forever to get anywhere. You're like, oh, this is why I paid $82 for this Uber.
Share it with 3 other people.
Yeah, it's great.
I remember my first shared Uber. I was just like, who are you?
Yeah, is this supposed to be happening?
Yeah, is this supposed to be happening? I don't know that, but yeah, it's like I didn't. They don't have that in Cleveland.
We do. We just no one ever really uses it.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever used it, but when I was in Chicago, the first one was like automatically a shared one, and I was like, you coming with us?
Don't touch me or make eye contact. You look forward.
Get out of here.
Oh, I'm using this one.
Yeah, no, take it. This is taken. Occupado.
yeah, it was like I couldn't handle. I couldn't get her to shut the fuck up the whole show, but she was a sweet lady. So it was like, okay, she's not being like malicious about it. She's just really uninformed of how to conduct yourself at a comedy show. But like there's a couple weeks prior, well, Saturday, I had a bunch of hecklers. Like literally everybody in the audience started yelling at me all at once because I asked one person a question and literally everyone decided to chime in. I just started yelling at them like, everyone, shut the fuck up right now. And that got a laugh. So I was like, okay, I can at least get away with that. This is either I got to double down on the shittiness or like be as sweet as possible about it. There's no middle ground. Because I told one lady once, I was like, I found out she was a teacher, and I was like, have you ever taught a class where there's like a kid who keeps talking and saying the wrong things about the lesson plan you're teaching? That's kind of what's happening right now. Like if you were to just pay attention, you would know what's going on right now. And everyone was like, you're an asshole. That crowd hated me.
No, it's the same as the girlfriend that like goes away for 20 minutes while you're watching a movie and comes back and was like, what's that guy? What's he doing? Why is he there? And you're like, if you would have watched the movie, you would have figured it out.
Yeah. I could have hit pause.
Yeah, I could have hit pause, but no, apparently you just had to run into the other room and now ask questions.
Now we all have to live with this moment.
Exactly.
I'm not rewinding, bitch.
Yeah.
I know I have that function available to me, but it's not
You only
happening.
have this VHS tape for the next 3 nights, and then they're going to charge me $1.99. I'm not rewinding it.
That was back in the day. How funny would that be if we had to like rent things now? People would lose their fucking minds.
It's insane.
People complain about how expensive like Netflix is sometimes, and I'm like, what did you do in the 90s?
It was $1. I think it was what, $1.99 for. Well, and that $1.99 was like cheap, like
it's still like
movie gallery.
Yeah, that's $8 a month for 4 movies. Where now it's 10.
And
like
that's an old one though. A
is,
new release was $2.99.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. So yeah, now
you
you're
want to
really
see The Lion King 2 the week it came out.
Now we're getting into Netflix territory with just 4 films.
Yep.
And now you have all of them. You have literally everything available to you at any time.
We didn't have that growing up when we were homeschooled.
We did not.
No.
And that's a good segue into the podcast.
That's a good segue. Not weird, just homeschooled, hosted by Gheramy Demery.
Oh, no, I don't have to do it. Here's our esteemed guest, Greg Smith, the guy who I've been trying to get on this podcast for months now, and will still end up being episode 1. So bless his heart.
Yeah, sorry about the other. Oh my God, I spaced.
Yeah,
I had no idea, and then I saw your text at like 11 p.m. and I was like, "Whoops."
Oh, that's all right. I was probably working on something else, anyways. Do you know that saying "bless your heart" to somebody is an insult?
Mm-mm.
See, thank you. See, this is why we've been friends for so long.
No, wait. Oh, bless your heart, like that.
Yeah.
No, what does that mean?
I thought that was like a term of endearment of like, oh, like you're sweet, you're a sweet person, or like you're like I'm on your side type deal, or like I agree with you.
But it's more of an
like
you little idiot.
Bless your heart, yeah, you stupid motherfucker.
Yeah, like,
I didn't know that. I said that to, and this will be like the whitest statement I've ever made in my life, but like. So Miranda and I were getting our taxes done. So I said that to our accountant, bless your heart, because she was like, my job is to make sure that the government only gets what they do, like they're owed. And I was like, oh, bless your heart for that. Thinking that was a term of endearment. She's like, that is the most insulting thing that anybody said to me today. And I was like, whoa,
yeah,
whoa. Like I did like a whole dance around the table. Like I didn't mean it like that. And I tried to distract her with the dance. Like, hopefully she's not mad after that I get done.
It is kind of like condescending, like, oh, like.
I guess it's a Southern thing where, like, it's like like people of the South are like, that's like an insult.
Do you know what Christmas in July is?
Yes.
Which one is it? There's
is it Christmas or is it July?
No, well, a lot of bars started doing it with like Christmas ale kegs and stuff like that. They would save one, then in July they're like, "Oh, we got Christmas on sale," blah blah blah.
Which is now they released it again in July,
because they were like, people, it's Cleveland, everyone just wants to drink,
right?
But it actually it stems from like terminally ill kids that are dying that won't get to see Christmas, so they have to give them their presents in July.
No.
Yeah, it's the real thing. Look it up.
How do they?
People are like, "Oh, Christmas in July." You're like, it's actually a really kind of dark thing.
Well, welcome to America.
Not weird, just homeschooled.
Yeah. Welcome to America, my friend. Now we're not even doing funerals anymore. We're doing celebrations of life.
Yeah.
So I think that that's kind of par for the course. Like we will do whatever it takes to avoid talking about death in any sense or shape or form. Like, it's just funny to me that like we will avoid any kind of like. Even we'll make a holiday like Christmas in July just to avoid the fact that it's actually kind of a dark like holiday in and of itself.
Those kids deserve to die.
Yeah,
we don't know what they did.
Oh, if they wouldn't have been spending most of their life smiting God for being alive to begin with, then
His wrath is upon you.
So yeah, it's more of a religious holiday at this point. Right?
At this point, yeah.
Yeah, that's
sponsored by Great Lakes.
Yeah, bless up. So. Yeah, we've known each other for a really, really long time.
It's how old are you now?
I am 37, but if we were in New York City, I'd be 29.
You're right. I'm 35.
I'm Ohio 37, a New York 29.
I'm a Transylvanian 234.
That's funny. Hey, that's comedy.
Hey, that's good. You go, it's comedy. Yeah, no, you're one of my oldest friends. Also, have known you a long time.
Who's an older friend? I don't know. Maybe Dave. Dave's a pretty old friend, right?
No, I think I've known you. You were one of my first that I still talk to.
Yeah. There's a lot of people from my past I don't care to converse with, Yeah.
Like I don't talk to that one kid, Jeff Lane, anymore. Remember him?
Yeah, I do remember him. Actually, his brother remodeled my parents' bathroom.
Oh, I'm sure he's great. He's
they're doing great.
Yeah, they're doing.
Yeah, I don't know. Actually, I don't know where he's at.
I don't know either. No, he stopped.
Did you have a falling out with him?
Yeah. Oh, he was dating this girl, and we were going out at the time. Like we were just going out and drinking and going to partying and doing all this stuff. And he kept
and Jeff.
Yeah, and he I
thought you meant
doing
his
all
girlfriend.
these, horribly. No.
I was like, that might be.
I did not like. You remember? You've seen Arrested Development?
Yeah.
When George Michael starts dating the girl, and they call her Egg.
Yeah.
And the dad never recognized her. She goes, "Oh, I would love to meet her." It's like she's sitting right next to you. That's how I kind of treated her. It was a joke.
Oh.
But yeah, she hated me. So they didn't invite me to the wedding. And
he married this bitch?
Heath was like cheating on her, doing all this stuff, but he blamed it on me and said like,
you're being recorded. You don't have to.
I don't. His name is Jeffrey Lane. He lives at block. No, and then so she responded. I was like, hey, I don't think I got an invitation to your wedding. And then his, now wife texted me back and was like, "You're a crude and vile person." I'll always remember that. It's like, "You're a crude and vile person." Basically, he told her everything, but blamed it on me and said like, I'm the devil and I tempted him and did all this stuff.
Wow.
And, just completely slipped it. I was like,
that is
you made me call your ex-girlfriend when we were out. I was like, this has nothing to do with anything. Then I responded back to her in every emoji.
That was
amazing. My response. Oh, no, I took the time and I went,
that is amazing.
And just hit every single one. So I know why she doesn't like me. But yeah, that was the last time I talked to him.
You're so good at confrontation.
Yeah, I'm like, and that was before you could select all of them. I would go press every single one.
T9?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, hold on, I need to switch.
Yeah. That's funny. So yeah, he's like an adult. Like, how could you be the problem? You know what? I hope, now I hope that they're super unhappy and still together.
Mm-hmm.
Which is more likely the case.
Yeah. That's usually how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt was unhappy with his marriage. That's why he ended it.
They ended it?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, now we're airing other people's dirty laundry.
Not weird. That's not weird. It's not weird.
Just homeschooled. I like how we immediately went from, we should talk about our friendship to airing other people's laundry.
Well, I was thinking more of who do we know that's homeschooled? Because we were trying to have a homeschool prom once.
That's true. Did we ever accomplish that?
Nope. We talked about it a lot, though. Yeah, it was like you, me,
none of us
Jeff
would have
Lane.
lost our virginities anyway. It would have been a wasted venture.
I was 20 when I lost my virginity.
19.
Yeah.
Late 90s.
That's a lot. Yeah, late 19.
Yeah.
That was, that's
Let's say 19 and 3/4. Got it in just under the wire, you know what I mean?
Because who else do we know that was homeschooled?
I mean, Breslin's,
Ange.
You. And I think that completes the list.
The lanes, and that was it.
Yeah, the lanes. And yeah, I think that's about it. And I think I'd cap out there. I mean, there's more, but I don't really know them. I knew they were around. I knew there was others out there, but I didn't converse with them. Did you end up doing like the like a homeschooling group?
Yes.
Which group were you in?
Grace Church or something, I think, on
okay.
Bagley. I remember one of my vivid thoughts was when I was growing up and we would go to this homeschool group, there was these two brothers. The name was Forrest and Colt. I don't know their last names, but they were fucking nerds.
Yeah.
And me and Forrest were really into me and Colt. Forrest was young. Me and Colt were really into yo-yos. And we were really good. That's all we did. We were just.
Did you guys have the ones with like the gears in it?
It was yo-yo is also like. I did. I had the Playmax Bumblebee.
Yeah, the one that can like sleep.
Yeah, I wanted the Cold Fusion. That was $150, but
holy shit, $150 for a yo-yo?
Yeah, it's painted gold.
Oh my god,
it's painted yellow to look like gold.
Fucking better be.
Yeah, it fucking better be. I remember I showed up one day and I was like, "Yo, I learned this new trick," and he goes, "I'm into trains now."
Whoa!
I never spoke to him again. And then he started hanging out with these bunch of other nerds that just
he can't be into two things at the same time.
No. He was just hanging out with these other guys that just did trains, and I was like,
I'm into trains now.
And I just yo-yoed by myself. I just yo'd.
You just yo'd, yeah. You yodeled your way out of there.
My yo to my yo. Now I just have to yo.
Now I have to yo like an idiot.
Yeah, ugh.
Not even
most emptiness feeling that I've ever had while being homeschooled.
That's so funny that he was like, "I'm into trains."
No, and that's literally how he goes. I'm into trains now. Like he was too cool.
Like he was stunting on you.
Yeah, he was just he's like,
yeah. Oh yeah, yo-yos. That's child's play.
Yeah, you ever build a train set?
I'm over here choo-chooing, bitch. Yeah. A choo. He's like, look at my caboose as I leave.
Yeah. I was gonna say, don't let the things hit you on your caboose on the way out or whatever. But I don't think that's the terminology.
Yeah, I mean, sure, that works.
Yeah,
that really puts the coals into the engine. It really gets my.
What was homeschooling like for you? Because you were part of a group, right?
Yeah, I was a part of Hearts Christian Community homeschooling group. It was a ridiculously long, to a point where Hearts was actually an abbreviation for something. I don't even remember. Yeah. And then Christian Academy.
That's to make it sound fancy.
Yeah.
So this is the
Christian
rich
Academy.
kid one. This is the rich kid one.
I guess, you know what? And now that I look back at it, yeah, probably. Because, we had like a sports team.
Oh, yeah.
Like we had like one sports team, soccer, which is how I met the Lanes.
Yeah.
So their dad taught me soccer. He was my soccer teacher. He was our soccer coach, and I don't know why he played me. He played me constantly.
And that was the best lesson he ever taught you.
Yeah, that's the best lesson I ever taught him. Yeah. You should have played me, asshole. You should have
played me.
Yeah, there's no reason I should have been on the field for any reason. I only played my senior year.
Really?
I've never played soccer ever in my life.
You just showed up to the games and just sat there?
Basically, I was just like, what's up, assholes? I'm playing now.
Oh, wow.
Just waltz right on the field. Like, oh, I heard the whistle, so I'll get out on the field.
Jesus Christ. That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know why. And I don't even think I accomplished you're supposed to run I forget what it was, like a 5-minute mile or something like that. Is that a thing?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I was told I'm never allowed to run again.
Well, you lucked out, my friend.
I did the 5-hour mile.
The 5-hour mile into the grave, really.
Yeah, it was good.
You were supposed to run like a mile in a certain amount of time, and I didn't even come close. And they're like, "Yep, you're starting."
Do you ever do the presidential fitness challenge?
Yes, yeah, we all had to do that.
Yeah, I remember I had to do that too. Where you had to do the standing jump,
or
some shit like that, and you had to there's a bunch of other weird things.
And I was like, I'm not coordinated enough for this, Mister.
It's the reason why I'm homeschooled.
Yeah. Where's my mom? I want to know. I want to speak to my mother.
I told my mom today that I was going to be on a podcast about homeschooling. And
was she thrilled?
She was like, "Wait, what? Where can I hear it? Wait, will I want to hear it?" I was like, I don't know. I didn't do it yet. And then she ha-ha'd it on the.
She won't want to hear it.
No, I don't think so.
This is a no moms podcast.
Yeah. Like, no, Jeremy said you're not allowed to hear it.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Sorry.
No moms allowed. This is a big boy club now because we're adults. That's it. Like,
cut the cord.
Yeah. Do you think that like you had like a bunch of like developmental issues, like socially developmental issues because you were homeschooled?
Say that again.
I think the answer is yes.
I don't know. I was told actually recently by a friend. She said the reason why I am the way that I am was because I wasn't bullied.
Yes.
During high school, I was like, well, I don't know. My mom was kind of a dick, but no, I was. Yeah, I guess being like not made fun of every day by random people like made me
because anytime
made me to have the delusional sense of self-confidence that I have today.
I could see that for the both of us, actually. That you just gave me a breakthrough right now. I'm like, why do I do the things that I do? And then you're like, oh, because you were never hazed.
Like, do you feel embarrassment?
No, not really. That's why I do stand up.
Yeah, exactly. I'm missing that part of my brain.
I bombed tonight.
Yeah, you're like, I don't know. Doesn't faze me.
Yeah, look at me. I'm in a great mood.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that's weird for people that went to school because like.
Well, we also were in a fortunate position that, like, anytime anybody tried to, like, bully us in any way, we were like, I'm just going to go home.
Yeah.
I don't have to deal with you on Monday.
Yeah.
I'll just go home.
Yeah, that's it.
And we're completely content with being alone.
Yeah.
So, like, being here, if I have the choice between getting tased in the balls or sitting on my couch by myself watching a movie, I'll take the movie. You know what I mean?
Those dudes are gonna like you better if you get tased in the balls.
I don't care.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I think it's the same reason I think we never really spent a lot of time with a lot of those kids in Parma who were like, remember they're all doing basically they were trying to recreate Jackass, but they didn't have like the wherewithal to fucking film the shit except like once a year, and then everyone would get together and watch one film that was like 25 minutes of them like throwing their heads into like a ceiling fan, and then everybody being like, "Oh,
that's public school."
Yeah, that was like, I was like, "Oh, these guys are retarded." Like,
with a capital charge.
I'm like, is anyone else seeing that they're retarded here? Like, I keep saying retarded, like I'm not supposed to say it.
No, only 4 people are gonna say.
Yeah, only 4. Yeah. Good luck getting SNL now. There goes my career. That's it. I might as well just do Chinese impressions from here on out.
I thought of something today. As far back as I can remember, I never really took a shit in a public toilet till I was like older. Because I was always so close. There's a child. I was always so close to home. I would go to the store with my mom. We'd go shopping. During homeschool stuff. I never. If I had to go, I'd be like, I'll just wait fucking 15 minutes till I get home and I got the home toilet advantage. And I honestly, the first time that I remember the first time I went on tour, I was like 21 and I was in Tiger, Georgia, and I had to go in the like Peabody's bathroom, but like worse.
Sure.
Yeah, like this venue we played, and it was.
You were 21 when you used a public toilet.
As far as that's, okay, I probably used it before that, but the 21-year-old one was. That's the one that's.
Why
that's
would you?
The one that's stuck.
Why did it take you so long, Greg?
I didn't because. I don't know. I was used to going. I would wait because I wanted to go to the home toilet. I would be like.
I seem to remember a certain gentleman having the proclivity to take one's clothes off. I don't know why I became a Southern lawyer.
Yeah, naked Greg.
I became a Southern lawyer for that for some reason.
Well, I do declare.
The proclivity.
Yeah, no, it was Naked Greg was what they called me because I was just like, why?
Bless your heart.
I didn't like it. I wanted to take everything off. I get hot.
I can see that. I'm on your side now.
So we're all weird poopers.
Yeah, we're weird poopers.
Not
all
weird,
homeschoolers.
Not weird, just weird poopers.
Weird poopers. It's not homeschooling. No, the homeschooling has nothing to really do with it, actually.
We're just weird poopers.
We're just weird poopers all of a sudden. Yep. Well, life's shit anyways, so who cares? So yeah, 21 to use their first public restroom is fucking wild to me. Never once you, like, not even in the woods.
Nope.
Wow, that is baffling.
Never did that. Like, I mean, when I was a kid, we did go on like a cross-country trip one time. So like, I probably had to use like a
bottle.
Yeah, or no, like a rest stop or something like that. Or we went in the hotel. Like, it never was like there's no. I would hold it. Probably why I'm predetermined for colon cancer.
I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Yeah, you kidding me? It's all blocked.
It's all pipes.
It's all pipes.
It's all pipes.
Drink
Jerry.
some Drano, you'll be fine.
Yeah. I thought you were closer friends with a lot of those like kids in Parma than I was. Like all those like, what was it? Porco's friends and all that. Perco. That's what I meant.
No, yeah, that's the whole group with Dave and all them.
Do you still talk to Perco?
No, every once in a while he'll like something on Instagram and all.
Oh, he's on the social media. I'm not even friends with him.
Yeah, it's just about his motorcycle business.
Oh, that's cool.
But remember Ian Douglas? You know Ian, yeah, 'cause
yeah,
that's the same group. So he's in the band too.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
he played upright bass.
No, that was Corey.
Oh,
the other blonde one.
Oh, so the drummer.
Yeah.
Ian the drummer.
He did bar chords with us.
Did he?
Yeah.
I don't remember him being
He did
there.
cameras.
Oh my God, I'm retarded. Again. Yeah. No, I'm not cutting it.
I'm not cutting that out.
I would have to listen to this show in order to cut it out, and I'm not doing that. I hate the sound of my own voice, so like it bothers me even having to listen to like the beginning parts.
Oh, I've been loving mine. Not to sound like a
really.
Oh yeah.
That's one thing about me I can't handle is the sound of my own voice.
It's not bad.
You
enunciate properly. You don't mumble. You know I love your laugh.
You should have heard me chuckling at my own jokes tonight because no one else was laughing.
If you can't laugh at your own jokes, no one else is going to.
Nobody won't.
I started getting used to my voice from when I started singing because I would have to listen to me. I was like, ugh, this is horrible. Then you get it up to, and now I'm like, ladies and gentlemen, why pay for the whole seat when all you need is the edge?
You have like a nice deep voice though. Mine's like it's almost deep, but it's kind of nasally.
No, I feel like mine's high and low at the same time. Like it's like.
You're like a Michael McDonald.
Like yeah. It's like, wow, he's horrible live.
Yeah, I don't know. I did laugh. It was funny. I get from bookers all the time, like, yeah, if you have to laugh at your own material, it may not be that good.
No, it's the opposite.
Yeah, I'm like, well, I think it's fun.
No, it's the opposite.
I'm cool with it. I'm like that weird. I even say it in my stand-up that I'm hoping to make it weird enough where nobody talks to me after the show.
That's good.
That is my only goal. I get to address all of you all at once, and I don't want to talk to you after that. It's like we're good. I've had my fill. You've been great.
Do you know any other homeschooled comedians?
There were a couple floating around Cleveland for a while. I don't know of anyone that's really kind of like nationally made it. Maybe
crazy.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Hopefully I'm the first.
Over here first.
I'm trying to break into that homeschooling.
You have a TikTok.
Market.
You got to do TikTok videos.
You know what's funny? I do have a TikTok, and I was told yesterday that I need to delete it and start over.
That person watched it though.
Yeah, they did. They because they want to run my social media pages, and I'm gladly will pay them to do so. Yeah. And because I hate doing it.
Oh, it's hard. I hate it. I'm in charge of the band stuff, and I can't.
The worst part about being in any kind of entertainment is having to run your own social media page. But these kids are willing to do it for ridiculously cheap. So I'm like, even if they suck at it, it's still much better than anything I would do. So have at it. Like, I don't know how great of a. I'm like, here's $30 of all my passwords.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
that's not a really great business model for me.
That's half the problem is you try to sign into something to do something, and you're like, I don't remember what my password is.
Yeah, I don't even remember what I was supposed to post.
Yeah, and then by the time you do it, you're like, I'm over this. I don't want to do this.
By that time, I'm already on porn.
Yeah, exactly. The dopamine in my brain has been drained. Need to see a boob.
I need a boob now.
I need a boob now.
I need 10 cc's of tits.
Yeah. Stat.
Dopamine's getting low. It's a kadoosh.
Flop, 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 flop.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping they do a good job, but yeah, they told I wasn't even insulted. I was like, that makes sense. I know how bad it is. Like, I'm not good at TikTok. I'm okay at Instagram at most, but that's all I cared. I like Instagram, but that's it. I can do without Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all that bullshit. Give me Instagram, we're golden.
If I didn't have the band, I'd get off of everything. Like, I don't.
I say that all the time, but I don't know if that's true. I think I'd still stay on.
Well, I'd want to get off of everything, but
I mean, you can. It's just won't.
I'm addicted. I'll tell you right now. Like, it's like a nervous tick or something.
Sure,
like that.
You know,
like, you're just like if you're saying. I was watching somebody at work the other day. He was waiting for his food to get ready, and he just he stood there for like a minute, and then was like, looked around, and then was like, tap 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 tap. You know what I mean? Like, you couldn't just look around for 4 minutes.
Right.
You had to be like, oh shit, what if someone looks at me? Now I have got to keep my head down, and it's like, that's crazy.
Do you use that as like a nervous tick if you're in like a situation where you don't...
use it not a nervous tick, but I don't want to talk to you, so I'll just be like,
you just be on your phone.
I want to see what this girl on Facebook's doing.
You creep on social media pages.
Oh yeah, you have to.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, but it's
yeah. I mean, we all do it.
Yeah, that's like half the point.
I mean, if you're not on there doing that,
do you see someone get like a new relationship and you're like, I'm clicking this. look at this jabroni.
Oh, I'm about to mute this lady's page now. Yeah. No need to keep tabs on her.
That's the ugly. Delete.
The married guy.
Yeah. Did you ever do a joint Facebook account?
No, we never.
That's like a thing. That's like
that
a thing.
Is so fucked up in my mind. Like, I think Miranda and I do a very good job of like making sure that her and I we have our independence.
Separate but equal.
Yes. You know how God intended it.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yeah, I think we would do a good job of like not being a couple, but not like being up in each other's shit like that. That's fucked up. Right. Well, plus I'm a comedian, so like, what does she care about my bits? She barely even watches.
She doesn't even go like, "Oh, was that about me?"
I have to sometimes tell her, "Hey, can you go and like this post?"
Oh, that's funny.
I'm not getting enough traction on that post.
Yeah, can you go like this?
A little like boost, you know, a little tappy tap with the likey likes.
Come on, give Papa a tap.
Yeah. Well, also too, I heard on social media, like if you don't reply to something in a quick enough time, like it lowers your spot in an algorithm, and I'm like freaked out by that. Like,
oh yeah,
I am there to serve the algorithm. Like I always tell people, content never sleeps.
No, it does. No, you got to always be posting and always be liking and stuff. Otherwise, like it goes away and you see the same stupid shit for the next week, and you're like, yeah, why am I doing this?
And then you're lost to the fucking like the ether of the internet, which is never good.
Mm. They made a whole cable about that. The Ethernet cable.
Oh, zing!
Not weird, just homeschooled.
Yeah. You're doing a very good job.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're doing a very good job of promoting this podcast on the podcast. They know what it's called. They're listening.
This is the first one, or it's the second one I've ever been on. I don't know what to do.
Oh well, this is actually, you know what? They don't know what this is because this is the first episode. Yeah. So we got to keep saying the name. Say it one more time. Give them the goods.
Not weird, just homeschooled. Hosted by Gheramy.
It's Gheramy Demery.
Gheramy Demery.
It's Mr. Gheramy Demery.
Is that Dutch?
Yeah, it's Swedish actually.
Oh, nice, very nice.
Like the fish. No. Like the gummy fish.
Worst candy. What's the worst candy in the world?
Worst candy in the world is Swedish fish.
Yeah, if you have like
if
your teeth are like anyway
orange like peanut things. Marshmallow peanuts.
Circus peanuts.
Circus peanuts. Yeah, those are the worst.
Yeah.
I hate those, and I hate candy corn.
Yeah, you're right. I redact that statement.
Yeah. I'll take a Swedish fish over a lot of things.
You're right. Actually, that sounds great over those things.
Black licorice, I don't mind, though. You black licorice guy?
I've not had it in a while.
It's an acquired, like, once in a while thing. I love licorice. I'm a Twizzlers.
I was going to say, is Twizzlers considered licorice?
Yeah,
not
absolutely.
Strawberry flavored?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not like a licorice snob. I'll take I just
really?
literally
It sounds like you are.
I get down on Twizzlers at least twice, if not 3 times a week. I'm like ever since I quit drinking, it's like candy all the time. Like it's
that's a thing. When my dad quit drinking for a moment in time, he would eat like cases of Oreos, and he had the worst acne. He would like get pimples and stuff like that. But yeah, because it's like the sugar breaks down as like alcohol or something similarly in your system, so you kind of like want to do that.
That makes sense.
Side note, though, I'm actually probably going to go to alcohol treatment next week.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's time. I need to at least just reset my body, but it's yeah.
They say even if the worst alcoholics would go 30 days, they would save themselves a lot of like health issues.
Yeah.
Like it just totally regenerates your liver or whatever. Is it kidneys or the liver?
Everything.
Oh, it regenerates everything?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy. I mean, it's been 3 years for me now.
You miss it?
I do, and that's why I don't drink. I also don't talk about it much I don't talk about it at all in stand-up because I feel like
no one wants to hear a martyr case.
Yeah, I think it's just poo-pooing on everyone's time. And like,
oh, you guys are drinking, huh? Well, I'm sober.
Oh, well, look at me.
Yeah, look at me.
And I'm having a good time up here, Mr. Funny Man.
Yeah.
I'm a Mr. Funny Man who does not drink. And then I get sassy.
Look what I can do without the power of alcohol.
Yeah, and then I still end up tripping and falling off the stage. That had nothing to do with alcohol,
nothing
just
to do
awkward.
Yeah. 3 years, though. Congratulations.
Thank you. Time, yeah. I try not to talk about it in stand-up because, like, I think it's stupid, especially when the business that it was nice enough to host you and allow you to do this craft, their main moneymaker is alcohol sales. So to sit there on stage and shit on it, I think is a really poor way to use your time on stage. Now, granted,
that's a very interesting way to look at it.
Now, granted, that's my perspective for me. People have really great "I'm sober now" stories, and
you should do something different, like just bring up the food. Like, you guys ever heard of Cisco? Those French fries, those are from Cisco. Fuck this place. They'll never know what hit them.
Yeah, well, I'm sure they fucking deep fried those French fries, didn't they? Yeah. In saturated fats. Yep. Mm-hmm. The real true killer. Who was telling me?
Have another beer.
Yeah, have another. Somebody was telling me that there was like a. They were talking about how heart disease is like the silent killer or something like that, or trans fats are the silent killer. Like, why would you want a louder killer?
Right. Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna kill you now. Yeah. You're like, no,
you're gonna die.
You're gonna die.
I don't. Yeah. Why would you want a louder killer? I don't get that. Or like cancer. That's what you want?
Too loud. Too loud. I don't like it.
You have to sit there in fucking sadness to fucking like getting chemotherapy all the time. That's a loud killer, cancer.
Yeah.
That is a spicy meatball, as we say in the business.
Yeah, we say in the business.
Yep. So, I mean, how was homeschooling for you to try and bring it back in the worst way possible? But like, what was like a day-to-day?
Do you think you drank because you were homeschooled?
Yeah, absolutely. What, are you kidding me? What are we doing here? What are we even doing here?
This is the weirdest therapy session I've ever been in.
Yeah, absolutely I drank. I was trying so badly to like separate myself from the fact that like I was, for one, socially awkward, and two, like I felt like it helped me in social situations to be drunk all the time. And in reality, it just made an ass out of myself.
I never thought you were socially awkward.
Well, because you and I have a very kindred spirit because we were both
socially awkward.
Awkward. Yeah. So it's like it's almost two comedians seeing each other out in the wild. Like, you know, the other guy's a comedian. You guys lock eyes and you're like, well, that's the person I'm going to be talking to for the rest of the evening because I don't want to have to deal with all these actual well-adjusted individuals. Like, that's how it is. Like, I think that's usually why you and I don't think of each other. I don't think of you as socially awkward either, but I know that, like, you take us out.
I'm good at one-on-one like this, but if you have 3 other people or 4 other people, like, in a room that I have to talk to, that's when I'm socially awkward. But then again, I can go on a mic and talk in front of 4
Sure,
people.
Yeah. No, I'm exactly the same way.
Like, I literally, like, I will go on stage and talk and banter and play music and all that stuff, and I'm like, oh, it's completely fine. But you give me 5 people, I'm like, stop looking at me.
Yeah. This is too many.
Yeah, it's too many.
Too many to handle at once. I think, no, one-on-one I'm okay depending on the person. But I am very particular on who I would spend one-on-one time with. It's like, you have to be really something special for me. Like, in my mind, to spend, like, alone time with you.
Oh, thank you, Jeremy.
Like, no, thank you. I am not willing to, like, if you were to, like, call me up and hang out, I'd be like, well, who else is coming?
Yeah. What's your angle?
Yeah. What couch do you need moved?
Yeah.
But I don't know. Sometimes I wish it was a little less socially weird, but I think it's part of the charm, and I think it's allowed me to
absolutely part of the charm. Yeah.
I think it's allowed me to, differentiate myself when it comes to like things like stand up or even like interacting on stage as a musician. Like, I think it helps us because we're a little quirky, and people can't quite put their finger on it why we're so quirky. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I wish, and sometimes I wish I was a little bit more normal, but I am amused by the fact, and I think sometimes I almost put myself in the situations to say the wrong thing, because I love watching people's reaction.
The reaction, yeah.
Yeah, I love the reaction. It's my favorite. Like, sometimes I just go on rants. Like, I've said this story before on the podcast, but not this podcast. I am
not weird. I am just homeschooled.
I am doing the thing that I told you not to do.
Yeah. Don't discuss current events. This is going to air next year.
I will say things that are, I don't remember I say them sometimes, but I got called out about talking about how Jewish people's favorite social media is Venmo. Because I found out that found out that Venmo is a social media page.
Yeah, you can see what you bought.
I had no idea. Yeah. I just thought it was like a money transferring thing.
No, you can talk on it in chat and everything.
And I was like, oh, that must be Jewish people's favorite. And I went on a rant about it for a minute. And then one of Miranda's friends tried to out me to her, like, oh, you can't believe what Jeremy said. And she was like, no, he's an idiot. Like,
it's like, no, yeah.
Yeah, he's an idiot. He's not.
Idiot.
He probably wasn't even, she told me that. I was like, I don't remember even saying
He doesn't even have Venmo. He uses Cash App.
He doesn't even have Venmo. It's so funny. I wish that were true, but that's how you get paid a lot as a comedian. Like, I had to use Venmo for my taxes this year. Yeah. And then I had told my accountant to bless her heart. I insulted her.
Bless your heart, you dumb, sweet idiot. What you used to call me, a big dumb animal?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I did. Yeah. Where are we at on time?
I don't know. What do we got to do? What do we got to do?
No, we're good. We're doing great. We're doing great on time.
How long does one of these things go for?
Anywhere between 45 minutes and an hour.
Yeah.
I'm not really particular on like how long they go for. I think I have an episode that only went like 30 minutes, but that was I think that was more my fault than the guest, because I was kind of in a rush to get the hell out of Dodge, because I think I had to go to a show or something like that. I was running late for like in getting.
When's your next show, by the way? I'd like to go see one.
I'll have to tell you that after the pod. Actually. Well, if you go to secretsocietycomedy.com, it'll let you know where we're going to be at next. Good setup, buddy. I almost didn't catch it.
There you go.
It was like I flubbed the bump set spike. I was like, oh!
It was an alley oops.
Yeah. How long were you homeschooled for? You were homeschooled the whole time?
46 minutes.
46 minutes?
No, yeah, I've never been inside of a school, like a classroom setting.
Not even in college?
I didn't go to college.
Wow.
I was homeschooled from day one till 12th grade. I was in one classroom one time. I shadowed my friend at Kent, and we went, it was like organic chemistry 2 or some shit like that. It was the most boringest shit I've ever seen.
Yeah, that sounds awful.
And that was the only time I was in like a classroom setting. I've never actually been like in a classroom.
Wow, that is insane.
Yeah, my other siblings too were homeschooled, but they all were like pulled out or had graduated already. but I was the only one that's never been inside of a school.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did they end up? Any of them go to college?
All of them.
All but you.
All of them but me.
I mean,
yeah. I could be because I was in the band around my early 20s, and then now I'm me, so I'm like, eh.
I mean, college is kind of overrated, to be honest with you. I mean,
I had a friend once ex-friend that he was like, we were
Jeffrey
talking
Lane?
about doing no, I can't. We're doing a recording, and I was telling him how to do this stuff, and he was like, didn't know this stuff, and he had like his degree, and like he was looking up this stuff. It's like, how did you know all this stuff? And he goes, I'll be honest, you know more about recording than I do, but I have a piece of paper that says that I do. That's it.
Yeah,
like,
well, and a piece of paper that no one has probably ever asked him to reveal,
Yeah.
or in any way.
Yeah.
Like probably nobody's ever asked him if he especially in recording arts. Nobody had, like, even the people who are like famous at recording, none of them have degrees.
Yeah.
They're all self-taught or learned on the job. That's why I think college is kind of a fucking like waste of money, to be honest with you. It's like almost it's like bartending school.
Yeah.
All colleges is bartending school.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah, like you can learn on the job, like you can get paid to learn how to do a skill.
Same thing with I was told culinary school too. Like you go work at 4 Ohio restaurants and or Cleveland restaurants, and you'll learn how to cook.
Right.
Basically.
Why are you paying?
But that is a thing, though, is I do want to go get that degree in paper, but I am nervous about it because, like, I'm 35 years old. That's my first time, going to Tri-C or whatever, which I know it's never too late to learn, but,
sure.
Like, that's like, you imagine me walking in to a classroom.
Well, let's do it together.
You want to do it together?
We could do it together, but I want to become a lawyer.
Okay.
I want to become. I think I missed my calling as a lawyer.
I bet if you contact like Tri-C or something like that and was like, "Hey, I want to film this 2 homeschooling kids in a classroom by themselves."
You might be honest.
Yeah,
my friend.
Like think about it, because it's like that's weird. Like
that is very odd. I mean, but I already have a degree.
In what?
Pharmaceutical engineering.
Really?
Yeah. I just don't do shit with it.
Where'd you get that?
From CSU.
Oh,
Technically CSU, but
dude, I know so many people with degrees that literally do not.
That's why I'm saying like college is a.
My girlfriend's a doctor.
No, I didn't.
She has her Juris Doctor. She's a lawyer. And
who's your girlfriend? I didn't know you even had a girlfriend.
Yeah, I got it. Oh, I've had a lot of relationships with this a couple of years. But this one's good. This one we like. She's awesome. But her name's Danny. She works at 5 o'clock.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, she's her. Oh, you should have her on a podcast. She's a funny gal.
All right.
I ran out of my material the first night we hung out.
Really?
Oh,
you
yeah.
went through all the bits,
I was like, dude, I don't have any other jokes, and she was just rattling them off, and I was like, oh my god.
That's cute.
She has her degree, and she's like, yeah, I'm a bartender.
I thought she was going to start doing stand up.
Her?
Yeah, because there used to be a show at a bar she worked at, and she's like, oh, like I'm going to get into stand up. I was like, you should do that.
Yeah, no, she should.
And then I never talked to her again.
Yeah, no, I never saw her again.
Yep.
No, she absolutely should. She's hilarious.
Yeah, I remember thinking like, oh, this girl is pretty funny. So, but then then I never talked to her ever again because I don't do that.
Yeah, I talked to her once and that's it.
Yeah, I don't do follow-ups with strangers.
Never. But yeah, going to college is like I don't know. I'm nervous about doing it. Like.
I can see being nervous having not been like in that situation in the past. I mean, I think for me it might be a little bit easier to adjust because I've already been through college once before. But like I am nervous about at my age going back to school to learn something that I think I might be good at. Or
that you could just learn on YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, that's usually how I learn things.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I became Mr. Fix-It over the summer because we bought a house in Old Brooklyn. And so from YouTube videos, I've learned how to like wire outlets, put in flooring. Like, I don't know what came over me. I think it's because I've been sporting this Al Borland look for a lot of years that I finally like the plaid.
It's like a Ned Flanders / Al Borland. Kind of,
yeah. The plaid starts seeping into my veins. And then I was like, I could do this. Like, and then I was like, I don't think so, Tim.
Do you want my sleeves to reach to my wrists? Nah. I had when I had a truck, I locked my keys in my truck, and I literally looked on YouTube how to get into this particular model. It took me 30 seconds.
Get the fuck out of here.
You lift up the door down. There's like a little hole underneath, and you stick the antenna, and it goes. It opens right up.
You gotta get.
I learned how to play guitar from YouTube.
That you did?
Mm-hmm. I've only taken one guitar lesson in my life.
Wow, that is kind of shocking.
It was all something I would figure out what I wanted to learn, and I would look it up online, and I'd be like, oh, and then I'd learn it.
Oh, okay, online. I knew you were
on YouTube, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I knew you kind of learned. I knew you were self-taught. You're probably one of the most talented self-taught guitar players that I know.
I won best guitar player in Parma 2 years in a row.
2 years running.
2 years running, yeah.
Wow. Well, they can never take that away from you.
I always have that. That's going to go on my tombstone.
I'll be sure of it.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, I'll go look at your headstone and be like, nope. I'm going to contact the manager. I don't know who this person is.
I don't think it was 2 years. I think he's just making that up.
Yeah. I need documentation. Who? What?
It was the group that like Dave and Ian and Tiny when they were all young.
They did their own.
I mean, it's not
awards.
it wasn't an official award ceremony.
Yeah, I want to see a plaque, motherfucker.
It's printed out on a subway napkin.
Beautiful, just like Parma intended.
Just typical, very typical Parma.
Yeah. That was the one thing I was worried about moving to Old Brooklyn is that I'm like blocks away from Parma. And I'm like, oh, this is not going to be good.
Danny lives in Old Brooklyn, so I'm there a lot now.
Really?
It's not.
I don't live too far from where you used to live.
Yeah, that's where I grew up, West 11th.
And then you lived in like a house in Old Brooklyn.
I grew up in Old Brooklyn on West 11th, and then I moved to the apartments there for a while.
When you worked at Melt, you lived in like a house. You rented a house in Old Brooklyn.
Yeah. That's
the couple guys.
Yeah. I
think I bought that house. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't. So I grew up. It was West 23rd was the first house, and then we moved to West 11th, and then I did my thing, and I actually went back to West 23rd, but I was 5 houses away from the first house.
Wow.
And then when I moved there, it was actually it got boarded up for some reason because I think it got abandoned or whatever. But we actually got drunk and broke into it. I got to like see my old bedroom, and it was like,
how weird was that?
It was smaller. It was a lot smaller.
Wow, yeah.
Because I was like, 7, 8, whatever, and I walked in, and I was like, I thought it was a lot bigger, but it was a really surreal experience because like just you walk in because it was like dead of night and you've been drinking, you're like, I've been here before.
Miranda's mom lives a block away from the house I grew up on, Dawnshire in Parma, and I always thought about maybe asking, but I'm like, I don't think I was famous enough.
Don't ask. Just wait till they're sleeping.
Yeah, I think that's actually the courtesy thing to do because you don't want to bother them.
No, yeah, you don't want.
Yeah, you don't want to be an inconvenience to somebody.
You just want a dog.
You just want to peek in and look at your old childhood bedroom.
Yeah, you just want to jack off when you first jacked off. That's all it is.
No, I wasn't even old enough to do that there. It moved right before I learned how to do that. Or right after. No, right before, yeah. So, yeah, I learned in the new place in Old York in Parma Heights.
Nice. I remember that house.
I was like, I'm breaking this place in.
It's like around like the bend, right? Like
yeah. That's the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I spent the last, and that's probably around the time I met you was when we lived in the Parma Heights house.
You worked at Arabica.
Yep. And then
good old Arabica.
The old Arabica. Mm-hmm. I actually had a former coworker on the podcast from the Arabica. So, you remember Ryan Yankee?
Maybe if I saw him, I'm bad with names, but
he was like a real tall kid who like whatever. Well, he's dead. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Okay.
Yeah, he's gone.
It's gone.
Yeah. So, yeah, he's dead. Long story short, he's gone.
Too much coffee.
Yeah. Too much coffee. Yeah.
Too much coffee. Yes.
With his heroin.
Oh, yeah. For some reason, he liked to have coffee a lot with his heroin. Yeah. I don't get it.
No, it wasn't heroin. It was fentanyl.
Oh, yeah.
The silent killer. The heroin, the silent killer. What else did we want to talk about? Oh, we guess we could. I wanted to save that for a Patreon, but I don't know if it's getting kind of late, so I don't know if we're going to get to a Patreon. We should talk about so you and I had the most homeschooled falling out.
I was talking about this earlier today,
of all time, and I would go as far to say that this is my fault.
No, I blew smoke in your face.
No, that wasn't the problem.
Oh.
Because remember when you asked about my mom?
Oh, that was the best joke that I have ever said in my life. Because it was so, like, you could take it I just said words. It's a text message. You know what I mean? Like, it
yes.
was, like, I said it. You took it the wrong way.
Sure.
Say hi to your mom for me. When did you blow
smoke in my face?
Oh, well, we're at the bar because you're allowed to smoke there. I was like,
oh, and I think shortly after you said that statement.
Yeah, no, that was before, and also you were pissed because I only tipped you a quarter, and I didn't have any money. I was also like 19.
You were drinking underage at that bar?
No.
You wouldn't be the only Ryan Yankee, the guy who's dead.
Yeah.
He would serve a lot of people underage at that bar.
Oh no, I was definitely underage,
and I did not find out until much, much later.
But I figured you knew since you knew me, like for the last like 5 years.
I just assumed you and I were like the same age. I think.
No, you're 2 years older than me.
I did not know
how
that.
How old were you?
So you were probably 20 because I was 22 when I was at that bar.
Yep. Which is you're 22 running and owning a bar.
Which is the dumbest thing.
Yeah, I was like, whoa.
Yeah, no wonder. No, yeah, like it's weird that business failed.
It's crazy.
With a bunch of 22-year-old drug addicts running it.
Mm-hmm. No, I remember I walked in because I had nothing to do and I only had like a couple bucks and I was like, I'll just come up here, I'll have a beer and go home. And I only tipped you like a quarter and you were like, you were only tipping me a quarter. I was like, yeah, usually I tip you pretty well, but I'm sorry, I don't have any money. And then like I was like the smoke. I was like, you're like pissing, you're like getting at me. I was like blue smoke.
I was probably coked out.
And then you were like, get the fuck out of here. And I was like, okay. And I was like, well, say hi to your mom for me. And like I said, you could take that any way you wanted to, but
it's just the placement.
Yeah.
It was the placement.
And I was
at the
like,
time.
in my mind, I was like, but I love Mrs. Duffer.
Looking back now, it's very funny. But then we reconciled.
Do you remember? Yeah, do you remember that?
And I was still an asshole during the reconciliation,
but then you reconciled afterwards.
I reconciled the reconciliation
because I remember we were at class and I was
took us 3 times, but we got it.
I was on tour and I again. Last couple of dollars buying a beer. Not like I'm an alcoholic or anything like that, but buying my beer, and I had just gotten like this fresh tall boy, and we were talking about it, and you're like, I'm like, hey man, I just want to be cool, and you went bam and smacked it out of my hand, and you go, and you throw up your hand, and you're like, now we're cool. But then to reconcile that is you told me later, you were like. You were afraid for your life that you've never did that to like a man so large or something like that.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna beat my ass. That's why I was like, I was like, it was like one of those things where like I don't know how to put it, where you're like you know like if a bear is like growling at you, and then you just scream at the bear in hopes that you scare it.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah. That was the best one I was doing. That was like that or piss on myself.
Yep. I remember that. I remember that vividly. That was good.
Well, I would have been if I would have pissed myself though.
Yeah.
Like boom, now we're even, and then you're like, you're all mad. I'm just peeing myself.
I'm like, oh, that's okay.
This is how a man does things now.
Smells great.
Smells nice. Yeah, it was a huge beer too. It was like one of those 24-ounce PBRs, from what I remember.
It was the cheapest deal at the time. I literally only had like $4.
I think that's all they cost.
And I think that was either that day or there was another time. But my friend Corey was actually cheating on my girlfriend at the Franklin House class. I think it might have been that day.
What?
Yeah.
Corey was cheating on your girlfriend?
Or my girlfriend was cheating on me with Corey. At the Franklin House.
Oh, that makes more sense.
Yeah, because I remember I was just like I was showing a band like where we took them out, the band that we were on tour with, and we had a Cleveland show or something like that. And then I had gone over to the house, and she was like in the bedroom. It was a very interesting night for me.
Man, you had the worst night of your life that night.
That was not the worst night of my life. That was fine. It's whatever.
It's another day in Greg's
The only thing that I liked about all of that thing is literally I like walked in the house and she was like in the bedroom, was like looking through the door, like wouldn't come out because the band that we were on tour with was staying there. But I remember a couple weeks later she told me, and I had our whole conversation, and I got in my car and I left, and I turned on the radio, And Self-Esteem from The Offspring comes on, and it was like, oh, I have no self-esteem because she sleeps with all my friends, and I'm like, oh my god! And that's when I started feeling things.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, glad you can feel now. That's nice. That's
no, I just started taking pills. I don't feel anymore. It's good. I just got on some stuff.
Yeah, we both got addicted to substances. That was our coping mechanisms for failed relationships.
Yep, absolutely.
But, you get older, things catch up with you, and then...
you realize things suck no matter what.
Yeah. It's going to suck if you drink or don't. So
thank God for weed.
You smoke weed now?
Yeah.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. I always. It's definitely helped, especially with... Maybe not the actual smoking with, like, the heart stuff, but everything else, like, for sure.
Appetite and everything. And
oh yeah, like my pills like give me like nausea.
You do look good though. This is probably the best I've seen you in a while.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I think I look nasty shit.
Really?
Yeah.
No, I've seen you a lot worse.
Good.
You have
good.
You've got some color to you this time. Last time I saw you, I was like, oh boy, you were like super pale.
When at the Barcords thing?
No, it was I ran into you at ABC Tavern, which I'm not surprised that you don't remember because you are pretty toasted. And I was like, oh boy. Oh, Greggy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know my cardiologist told me to stop drinking. So I'm like, ugh, it's fine.
You're like, really?
I'm like, really? Check again.
Yeah, I want to run the test again.
Yeah. Not weird, just an alcoholic.
Yeah, it's been tough. Every time I think about drinking, I think I want to get fucked up. There's never like, oh, I'd love just a drink. It's always like, I want to get super wasted. And that's why I know like, oh, I still can't drink.
Yeah.
I would like, honestly, this all started in hopes that I might get back to drinking again. Because I was like, oh, I just got to curb it for a little while. And then once I can get to a point where I'm okay with having a drink or two, then I can start drinking again. And this still hasn't happened.
That's actually where I'm at, and it sucks. So it doesn't work?
No.
So okay, yeah. Because I'm at that point where I think I'm chemically dependent now on it. So like I gotta have, if I need to like do something, like I have to have like 5 drinks.
Yeah, that's how it was.
But I would like to have just those 5 drinks, and then I'll be okay. And then I'm like, okay, cool, whatever. It's medicine, got it. But then I want to have that 6th one, and then the 14th one.
Even like 5 drinks is still not.
No, that's a lot.
That's still a lot.
That's a lot. Yeah.
I mean, usually it would be like 5 drinks. Then, I'm a little toasted, so I'll go grab some cocaine to get me through the rest of the evening.
Mm-hmm.
That was a vicious cycle. Most weeks I was like, oh, I'm a little drunk and I got to go do this thing, and this thing still, and it's 5:30. I'll call the coke guy. Go grab cocaine down on the flats and then go on with the rest of my day. Like that was pretty much the whole last summer of me drinking was that cycle.
Yeah, you got to get your uppers with your downers and even yourself out.
So then I was like, well, here's what I'll do. I've been through this cycle before. So I was like, well, okay, I'm looking down the same path of substance abuse again. I have 2 choices. Continue drinking and know that eventually it's either going to kill me or I'm going to suffer a lot of medical issues because of the cocaine use and the alcohol, or I can nip this in the bud now in hopes to get back to drinking. And that I chose the latter of the 2, and I'm still not at a point where I feel like, oh, I can start drinking again. Mm-hmm. Because literally every time I think about drinking, it's never I'd want a drink.
Do you do it like NAs?
No, I don't even do that anymore. I do soda water with lemon and lime. Yeah. Oh, pretty much.
Virgin Tito, virgin vodka soda.
No, it's like the poor man's 7-Up.
Yeah, yep.
Or Sprite.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's what I do is the poor man's Sprite, and I like it. It's refreshing, and it kind of reminds me of drinking like a vodka soda. So, because you don't really taste the vodka. So it's great. So I can kind of trick myself into thinking I'm drinking some sort of alcohol. And the NA beers were fine when I first stopped drinking. but now they're kind of just like heavy and give me bubble guts.
Oh yeah, no, when I quit drinking, I'm not gonna do the NAs. I haven't drank beer in 7 years. Like I used to be, the old Spitfire was Black Label and Jim Beam.
Sure, yeah.
And now I'm like, because I'm working at Saucy Brewworks now, and it's like people are like, have you had this beer? I'm like, no.
No.
Like, no, like what does it taste like? Tastes like an IPA.
Tastes like hops.
Yeah, it tastes
asshole.
like hops. Yeah, it tastes like fucking beer. That all tastes the same. Like it's not, and yeah, it makes you feel like bloated and.
I mean, that's why I sell beer for a living, and you know, we have a huge portfolio of different brands, and like no joke, dude, they're all pretty much reinventing the wheel at this point.
I think you tried to give me some beer at one time. You're like, I got a whole refrigerator full of beer. I'm like, I'm not gonna drink it.
Yeah, probably.
I have beer in my fridge. Even as an alcoholic, as much as I drink now, I have beer in my fridge that is not going to be drank. It's for guests.
I have an 8-pack of ciders in my refrigerator that we were supposed to sample on Friday, but we never ended up doing that meeting. So now they're just still sitting in my refrigerator. Usually what I end up doing is finding somebody who is a drinker and he's like good at like telling me notes on the alcohol. So I'll be like, hey, try these. Try these things. Write me out a sentence or two that I can repeat to during this meeting, and we're golden. And then I'll keep like a can, or I'll grab one from the warehouse and just hold it so they can just kind of see the top of the label.
It's very smart. That's
my
did your bosses know that you don't drink?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They're very cool about it. They just, when I first stopped, they're like, try and keep it hush hush because it's kind of frowned upon in my industry to not be an alcoholic. Yeah. But now they don't give a shit. I don't think. I think most people. I don't think. Actually, no. I know most people don't know.
That's funny you say that though. Is I've talked to a couple people before, and I asked them straight up. I was like, "Are you an alcoholic?" And they go, "No," and I'm like, "Oh, that's." I wasn't expecting that answer because like they're really not like. I was like, "Do you think you have like an addiction to alcohol?" And they're like, "No," and I'm like, and then you ask anybody that we probably would know, like, "Are you an alcoholic?" We're like. Well, yeah.
What do you find? I mean, I don't drink that much. I only drink,
and they're being sincere and they're being truthful to themselves. Like they're like, no, I'm not an alcoholic, and I'm like, wow, must be nice.
Yeah,
like,
good for you, asshole. Good for you.
Yeah, like, oh, that's awesome.
I like some of our friends will be like, I don't get drunk every night.
Yeah.
No, I'm not an alcoholic. I don't get drunk every night.
Well, I'm a drunk. Alcoholics are for meetings or whatever. It's alcoholics go to meetings.
Stupid cliche or whatever. I never did meetings though. There's some friends of mine who are going through meetings now, and they've been very helpful for them. And so I don't discourage anybody going to meetings. I didn't end up going.
I feel like it's just more of a replace the ritual type of thing. At least that would be for me. Like, they're not going to tell me anything that I can't look up on YouTube.
You can't homeschool ourselves.
I can homeschool myself on how to quit drinking. I've had lots of experience with that.
But like, I think just having to repeat those instances over and over again and having to constantly remind myself about drinking would make me want to drink again.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's the hard part for me is having to constantly relive those memories.
When I quit smoking, watching a movie where people were like Casablanca, they're just fucking
still
smoking.
Happens.
Yeah, and you're like, I want a cigarette.
Yeah, it still happens to me. Like, I'll see somebody smoking on screen, and like, I'm ready to light up again.
Yeah. You don't smoke anymore, do you?
No, I just quit 6 months ago, 7 months ago. Yeah, it was really hard.
Yeah, I lucked out because I was in the hospital for so long because that was the only thing they kind of told me. That wasn't really a great, like with drinking, they were like, well, drink responsibly. I'm like, okay, yeah. But the smoking was do not smoke another cigarette. I'm like, okay. But I was in the hospital for a month, so that kind of got me out of the thing. Yeah, Vinny gave me my last cigarette. Nice. Fuck yeah, man.
Almost dying. I'm like, nice, bro.
Nice. Vinny gave me my last cigarette.
Really?
Yeah, we were at Melt, and it was before they even left for LBM, and he gave me his Newport Red, and I went out back.
Is that what killed you?
No, but that was because I had stopped. I didn't smoke for a couple of months before that, but like here and there. But he gave me a cigarette. I took like 2 hits, and I was like, like
they're
up,
brutal.
and I was like, okay, yeah, I can't do this anymore. That was the last cigarette I smoked.
You know what's funny? Miranda still smokes, and it doesn't bother me at all.
Yeah.
It doesn't, not even a little bit. Like I don't think she, like it. I don't even really smell. I have such a poor sense of smell that I don't even smell it.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about like mouth, like taste? Nothing.
Nothing. Yeah. Doesn't bother me at all.
That's good.
Yeah. That was the one thing I was kind of surprised about. Was I was like, oh, this is going to be an issue if I quit smoking and she continues smoking, but it literally has zero. I have zero problems with it. It's kind of weird. Like
maybe
think I would.
You're over it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm over it, and she still smokes, and that's fine with me. I don't care. Like, I was worried that it would bother me, and it hasn't at all, which I'm kind of thankful for because I think that would have been kind of a strain on the relationship. You know, I can use all the help I can get.
Yeah, right.
Not for her, but for me. Like, I just need to be less annoying, I guess. But what's the afterlife like?
Nothing.
That's what I assumed.
That white light you see is just like hospital light.
Have you ever smoked DMT?
No, because I'm afraid about like the heart effect, like,
sure,
whatever. But I don't know. I did Molly like last week, so I don't know. I'm sure it's fine.
Wow, you did Molly?
Yeah, it's not like a lot, but
that's crazy considering
I've actually done that multiple times with the heart, and it doesn't. I just like feel like dancing a little bit, and then
nice.
like it just calms down, and I'm fine.
Wow. Yeah, I think that would be like a red flag drug, but I don't know. It's your condition. I don't know. I don't even know what you. No. I know you got a big heart. That's it.
It works about 45%.
Wow.
Yeah, and then when I last saw my cardiologist, she was like, because I was like, well, what's going on? Like, am I going to do this? And she's like, well, we could probably get you maybe up to like 55, 60%. But you're going to have to do a complete 180-degree lifestyle change. And I was like, ugh.
Yeah. I'd have the same response. Like,
but like, for me, really, she's like, yeah, quit drinking. You got to exercise more. We'll put you in some new pills. Don't eat salami anymore. Because I eat like an old Italian man. Like, I love like charcuterie boards.
I love salami.
Yeah.
I could eat just a straight up salami and mustard sandwich.
Apparently, it's unhealthy if you go shopping in the morning and then by the end, your entire 2 blocks of cheese are like by 12 to midnight. If they're
just
gone,
going to town on a Velveeta block.
No, you just gradually eat a thing of cheese. I like pickled cauliflower. Whatever. It's like 400 milligrams of sodium for like one.
Get the fuck out of here!
Yeah,
really?
That's not good.
Oh boy!
I'm like, ugh.
They're so good though.
That's good.
God damn it!
But yeah, the afterlife. I don't know, man. Like, I don't really think there's something out there. Like, there's some sort of spiritual energy, but that's not like what we were taught from the Bible.
Sure.
Like, whatever. Did I pray like hell on my deathbed? Absolutely. I'm not an idiot.
Right.
you gotta try.
You gotta hedge those bets.
Yeah, you gotta play both sides for a second. Like, I'm not gonna be like, no. And I'm like, well, hey, just in case I was wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
yeah, you gotta hedge those bets, baby.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Doubling down.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what you're supposed to do in my opinion, but what do I know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy. You had said something and now I'm losing my spot. There was something I was going to bring up. Cigarette, drugs. Oh, so DMT, I think that would be kind of an interesting experience for you considering you've already had like the purest form.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, no, it was. I remember it too. It was. So I was sitting there. I was in Lutheran Hospital, and this old, like wrinkly grape-looking nurse, just very like she goes out to Parma bars till 2:30. You know what I mean?
It could be the drugs talking.
I was on. Yeah, I was. She comes in. She's like, doctor, need to take some blood. I swear to God, she took like a gallon, and I'm like, you need that much? Like, don't you just need like a few drops? She's like, no, the doctor needs this. I'm like, okay. Oh no, she's actually a horrible nurse. I don't even think she works there anymore. But I'm sitting there a couple minutes later, and like my girlfriend at the time, and Chris Kozlak was there, and I'm sitting there. I go, it's hot in here, isn't it? And they're like looking at me like I'm crazy. I'm like, they're like, no. I'm just like, I start ripping off I'm like, it's fucking hot in here. I start sweating, and then I just projectile vomit like everywhere, and then I start hearing all these like the noise going off, and I black out, and then like I see like the light and stuff, and I'm like if you just squint and you see like that light, like that's kind of what it is, but darker. But you see something, and I'm there, but I'm like not there, but I don't hear anything else, but I'm like there, and then I awake. Or I come back to what is this called? Reality. Come back here, and because I have a pain in my neck, and it's when they did like the PICC line, which is like the vein through like your neck that goes to your heart or whatever. And that pain, I was like, what the? And then that's when the heart monitor came back on.
Damn.
Yeah.
So how long were you gone for?
I don't know if I was legally declared dead, but I mean it had to be 10 minutes at least or something like that. Yeah.
Wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Did they tell you that it was about 10 minutes, or was like you were just kind of assuming?
I actually don't really know how long it was, but I would say it was when I woke up, there was a lot of people in the room. So I would assume that they were doing some work on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an intense experience to like go through like something that like most people like I'm sure there's some rich guy out there that will like pay somebody to get him to that point.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
And then bring him back,
Choke me until I come.
But
it's kind of like that, yeah.
But to hear some normal person go through it.
Yeah. Not weird, just dying. Just dying.
Just dying. Yeah. There was the death thing is intense. Like,
but you did DMT?
I did, but I also was on like a bunch of other drugs as well. So I'm not sure what, where, and how. Because I was also like, I ate mushrooms, I did acid, I smoked DMT, like
all at the same time.
Yeah, within like minutes of each other. Adderall, cocaine. It was like the night of all the drugs.
Wow, what was the setting?
This was a friend's bachelor party out in the woods.
That's okay. It's
we stumbled upon a drum circle. I hope.
I think it was. There's been a bunch of people pooping.
Yeah, it could have been. I didn't notice the difference. It was funny because we're all like, I'm tripping so hard, and my friend Anthony was playing these. We're in the drum circle, and there's a guitar player there. And eventually the guitar player would get like tired and stop playing, and it would annoy Anthony that he would stop playing. So then he would try and throw off the entire drum circle because of it. Just to try and get the guy back, and he's just like staring at him like intensely.
What was the guy? Was the guy on anything? Probably.
Yeah. Who knows?
That's awesome.
I try not to talk to too many people. I was like,
That's a lot of drugs to be on.
It was insane.
It's amazing what our bodies can go through.
And then we topped the night off by doing whippets. Honestly, that is the dumbest thing I've ever done.
I wrote a song. It's called "A Hole," and it's like the chorus is like, "I got a hole in my head," and it's about my old roommate, literally, and his buddy doing an entire case of whippets at our table. Like, I'm just sitting there like having a drink, and they're just like, or whatever. How
did they? Yeah, did they do the Buffalo Bill voice where they look?
Oh yeah. It was and then they did an entire container full, and I was just like,
that's what we did.
I'm like watching them, like, holy fuck.
Me and one other guy.
I said no to that. I was like, I'm not doing this.
You were a smarter man than I am.
Do you like poppers though?
Him and I did all the whole box, and the next morning I'm like, I am too stupid to realize how stupid I actually am. That's why I was convinced that I'm too dumb to realize how dumb I am.
Yep.
And no one's telling me. You know what I found out recently too?
That you're dumb.
I'm autistic.
Really?
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Quick, how many toothpicks are on the ground? None. You're like the worst type of autistic.
Yeah. There is 0 on the floor.
That's good. I think I'm on the spectrum a little bit.
I'll send you the test.
Oh, yeah.
You can do it. Yeah, it's free.
Okay. This isn't actually from a doctor. This is just what you...
Yeah, I was like an app. I don't know how much I can trust it, but I was...
Well, you had a pretty good general idea to go as you're going into it.
I was nervous that was going to happen. taking it.
How autistic did they say you were?
I'm like 50-50. I'm a highly functional autistic person, according to this app. Yeah. They'll see it on the Patreon. Of me go like the real unfettered, like in the moment responses of me being like, because my buddy Mickey,
Jeremy Demery checks out his autistic test in real time.
Yeah, but like my buddy Mickey was the one who wanted to do the test, and I was like, I don't know, man. Like, and then the whole time I'm like, fucking Mickey, you motherfucker! Like, I knew it.
Send me the link. I would love.
I'll send it to you. I don't know. I had my suspicions that it was going to happen. I don't know how much I trust it, but I wouldn't be surprised either.
What do you think my dad is?
I take Adderall now too, and honestly, that's been such a huge help. Like, it's been insane how much this Adderall has completely like changed my life for the better.
Really?
I was all over the place, and I had no clue how like just I couldn't focus. Like there's those little tasks of like take bottle, put into trash can. That would be like a 3-hour project for me.
Really?
Yeah. Now it's like,
but like, look, I find it surprising because like, look at you set up.
That's
all this.
the autism.
Yeah. Oh yeah. There you go. Everything's just so.
Yeah. So yeah, that's the autism, and then the ADD is like, oh, I can't put an aluminum can into the recycling bin. That's going to take me at least 25 minutes. Like, I'd have to gear myself up to do that simple project. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, I think I'm the opposite. If I'm going to do something, I'll be like, okay, I'm going to do this. But then as I'm doing that, I'll notice 16 other things that I would like to do. And then it comes in, and then next thing you know, I'm like, I'm tired. I will overbook myself in my head from all these things that I have to do. Like, for instance, what happened on Wednesday. Like, I didn't write it down, and then all of a sudden,
I do that from time to time.
And then all of a sudden, I'm like, and then I'm like, oh my god, I forgot I was supposed to do something. Like,
see, that doesn't happen as often anymore.
Yeah, because of the Adderall.
Yeah. Like, my whole schedule is on my phone, and if I were to lose my phone, I'd be lost. Yeah, entirely lost. Like, that's how dependent I am. Like, it is my schedule. That's how I communicate for work, and like. I'd be a mess without my phone. It's sad how dependent you become on that thing.
Oh yeah, I just got a new iPhone recently, like a newer one, and I can't get off of it. There's always a notification that's telling me about something that I would like to. And I don't have like having the little notifications on, so I'm like, what is this? And I'm like,
me too.
I'm like, I don't want 20% off of Instacart right now.
What am I going to use that right now for?
Yeah, exactly.
Stupid phone.
But now, yeah, I'm completely addicted to it, and I don't. It's only when I got an iPhone.
Really, you had an Android before?
Mm-hmm.
I can kind of see that because, yeah, the notifications are relentless. That's why I got rid of I had the watch, and it basically like I lost a lot of money getting that watch and then selling it like immediately because it was causing me so much anxiety. Yeah. It was like insane.
It's always buzzing, always.
And I use my phone for work, so I'll get a notification on my watch, and then get a notification on the phone, and a notification on my watch, notification on the phone. It was just relentless, and just finally, I just had enough. Like, I was just stressed out all the time. And I'm like, why am I this stressed out? I'm like, oh, it's the fucking watch.
This is probably the longest I've not used my phone today.
Yeah, and it's hard, isn't it?
What's it been, like 17 minutes? I don't know.
I have no idea.
I'm just having so much fun.
Let me check my phone.
let me check my phone and see how long it's been.
Yeah, and I don't know. I wish I wasn't so dependent on it, but I am, and there's really not any way to getting around it. Same with social media. I would also like to be off social media if I could, but because of being an entertainer, you have to be on social media. Otherwise, how would anybody know you're still alive?
Yeah, that's it. No one reads a newspaper anymore. Fun fact about the newspaper, though, the band Grave was actually mentioned in the Cleveland Plain Dealer one time, and then 6 months later, they repeated the same article.
Really?
So we were in there 2 times in the same year. It was a slow news year. And I asked I was like, who gets the Plain Dealer anymore? And I texted my mom, and she was like, oh, that's cool. Can we get it online? And I was like, well, yeah, but you want to have like the actual copy. And she's like, I haven't gotten the paper in years.
Yeah,
so I was like, yeah. I was
paper?
like, no one gets the paper anymore.
No, yeah,
but we were in there.
No wonder they're closing. We're part of the problem.
Yeah.
Well, I really appreciate you doing this. I'm glad we got to do this.
Thanks for having me.
And I'm happy this is going to be the first episode too. I wanted this because I think it's kind of like I gives everybody a kind of a sense of like having you around. I think I've been a little bit more comfortable being like the quirky homeschooler. You know what I mean? Because we kind of talk and like there's like almost like a language that we speak in a sense of like homeschooled.
Who's gonna interrupt each other first?
Or make it about themselves. Yeah. Which is fine. I love, you know, I mean, like,
well, that's what we're used to. We're used to talking in the mirror to each other.
Yeah, it's true.
To ourselves.
Or that, or like over the phone, because like, oh, I'm not gonna walk over your house. We just talk over this phone.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are you good on talking on the phone?
I hate it.
Same. I cannot talk on the phone anymore.
I hate it. I don't like it. There's too much like silence, and then there's like background noise. Also, I feel like my right ear is like 35% like deafer than my left ear.
Possibly.
No, I can tell when I have my headphones on. I have to like adjust stuff. I'm looking stuff. But yeah, I don't like. There's stuff that's going on in the background on their side and my side, or the dog's doing something. I'm always like, can you just text me? Like,
yeah, the rhythm's off and everything because you don't get the body language of another individual. Yeah, it's brutal. Like, yeah, I can't. For as much as I talk on microphones, like, you know, a lot of my time is spent talking on microphones, and I can do that all day long.
Yeah,
and I have zero issues talking into a microphone.
The phone is
forget about it. I'm not interested. Like, do not call me. So
I actually don't even have your number.
Yeah, I noticed that we didn't. I think, yeah, your number had to have changed because I've texted.
Oh yeah, I've had like 10 phone numbers.
I've texted you. I've texted you a couple times, and I'm like, what is this motherfucker's problem?
I've had a lot of.
But then I'll hit you up on Facebook, and it's like instant. You get back to me.
It comes right, because it comes right up to me.
Yeah, and then I was like, oh, he must have gotten a new phone.
I don't have Dave's number either. Actually, I don't think, or I don't use it. But yeah, we talk on Messenger. We've talked on Messenger since the band started last 2 years ago. Yeah, he doesn't even have Facebook anymore, but he has the Messenger just so we can talk. I don't know why. It's just easier because we can send stuff to each other, like music and stuff like that, easier and
very cool.
Yeah, I don't know, but no, this was nice, man. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for doing this. Where can we find you on social media?
Oh, like my personal one?
Yeah, or just like plug
Greggy
something.
Caskets is my Instagram, but I'm in a band called Grave. GRVE. We don't like A's. We're on Spotify and Amazon Music. What's up?
A's are for a-holes.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, great. We're on Spotify, Amazon Music, all that stuff. Go look us up.
Yeah, check them out.
We got a show coming up. Actually, can I say a date?
Yeah, go ahead.
February 25th at Class with Higher Maxim and Orphaned. It's their CD release show, and we're playing a show then.
I'll have this episode up by then.
I don't know. Whatever. You can cut that out.
Oh, I will. Yeah, I'll have it up.
Yeah, it's 25th. Yeah.
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 So, yeah, and then check out the Patreon. Everything will be up. There'll be like all of the video will be up on Patreon for us. So patreon.com/notweird, just homeschooled, all one word. There'll be 16 videos up, and then all 16 episodes will be available immediately. Yeah, and then I'm going to be posting free episodes every other week. So if you want the most recent, up-to-date podcast, you're going to only find it on Patreon. So check out the Patreon, patreon.com/notweird, just homeschooled. Helps keep everything paid for and moving forward. So thank you so much for listening. And goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. Thanks you.